Welcome to Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. Looking ahead to the Premier League games this weekend, we do have one game to review quickly. At Anfield, Liverpool 3, West Ham United 2. West Ham actually played quite well.
West Ham were brilliant, very good. I thought Mikel Antonio was great, and they really held their own. And Fabianski had a bit of a shocker, bless him.
The thing about Mikel Antonio is he's a bull in a china shop, so you can't really predict what he's going to do, so it'd be quite hard to defend against.
No, and they're really, just from back to front, every time they went forward, they played really just cleverly. They just played through the lines. And yeah, as you say, Antonio was great. I thought they defended very well. And it just sums up where Liverpool are at the moment. It doesn't matter, they are going to win games.
And they're going to need a lot more performances like that because they've got a really difficult run.
Yeah, and as an Arsenal fan, I was cheering when 4-0 scored because we were thinking, oh, it's going to come to an end. But yeah, no fair play to them. Fabianski had a shocker for Salah's goal. But they are miles and
4 wins
above.
4 wins from a league title, I think, Liverpool now.
And the concern is if they win it in 4 games and they're still in the Champions League and looking good, great side at the moment.
Very, very good side. On to this weekend's games. Not actually a full weekend of Premier League action. The Carabao Cup is on, so that means that the game between Aston Villa and tip of my tongue, is it Norwich? Aston Villa and Norwich has been postponed. No, it's not. Norwich playing Leicester. Aston Villa and someone. I've forgotten who it is. Who was it?
I'm not sure.
There'll be a team left over. Aston Villa's game's been postponed, as has the Arsenal-Manchester City game. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. Anyway, Norwich host Leicester on Friday night. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock kickoff. On Saturday, Brighton Crystal Palace in a derby match. It's the M something, M23 derby, something like that.
It's been on TV for the last, it's been on TV. It's always on
South
TV.
London, 12:30 on Saturday. 3 o'clock, Bournemouth Chelsea, Newcastle Burnley, West Ham Southampton, Watford Liverpool in the late kickoff at 5:30, and on Sunday, both games at 2 o'clock, Everton Man United and Tottenham Hotspur against Wolves. And I'm just going to VAR. Sheffield United are the other team that aren't playing, I think. So it must have been Villa.
You're wrong.
United. No, I'm just looking at that. There's no Sheffield United. Yeah, VAR's just told me. Anyway, Norwich Leicester. I think Leicester will win this, but I think Norwich will play well in losing. And the thing is, Norwich are going to play well in relegation this year.
It's been it's just a weekly occurrence with Norwich, isn't it? Play well every week and don't get the benefits of it. And it'll be another one where they're great from sort of back to maybe midfield and just trying to score goals or finish in the final third. It doesn't quite go to plan.
No.
But yeah, I think Leicester have too much.
Leicester have far too much. Vardy needs a goal. He's now been pegged back at the top of the scoring charts by Aubameyang. I think they're level now.
Yeah.
Because Vardy hasn't scored in 9.
No, and obviously missed that chance against City, which you expect him to have scored. They're going to be too strong, mate. It's a shame for Norwich because I've loved watching them this season. I think they've been great, but they just can't win games.
Okay, on to the game that you... firstly, score prediction, Norwich-Leicester.
3-1 Norwich.
3-1 Norwich?
Leicester, sorry.
I'm going to go 3-0. Norwich can't score. Norwich can't score goals.
Yeah.
3-0 Leicester. Brighton Crystal Palace, again, you're looking most forward to this weekend. 12:30
I wish I was working on Saturday.
At the Amex, Brighton hosting Crystal Palace. Brighton have been great. They're playing good football, but they've not been consistent enough. Crystal Palace got their second win in 12, their first win in 2020, their first Premier League win of the decade against Newcastle on Saturday. It's going to be a difficult game to call. I'm swaying towards Palace, reason being, Brighton do try to play good football. They will be a bit open. They will push forwards.
Zaha will have a field day.
It's not necessarily Zaha, because Zaha's not been informed. Townsend's coming back from injury. Jordan Ayew's playing quite well. They've got the players in there that I can just see them nicking 1 or 2 on the counter-attack. And I think Brighton play in a way, and they're not good enough to keep Palace out whilst playing in the way they're playing.
Yeah.
And I can see it being a comfortable Crystal Palace win.
Maybe not comfortable. It's going to be tight. But I'm sick and tired of this game being on TV. Every time this game comes around, it's on TV and it's rubbish. Every single time. I know it's a derby. I know it's a weird derby, but it's so poor. It's going to finish 1-0, and it'll be to Palace. And Palace get 2 wins on the bounce. Going to stay up. Yeah. Fair play to Hodgson. The rest of the team are rubbish. and it'll put Brighton more into the mire, to be honest. And I want them to stay up. I quite like Potter.
So 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0 Palace.
I'm going 2-0 Palace. I think Palace will do it comfortably. I think they'll hit them twice on the counter.
I was surprised to finish 0-0. It's going to be a terrible game. Fair play, Sky.
Start of the 3 o'clock, Bournemouth-Chelsea. Bournemouth felt very hard done by last week. I agree with the first VAR decision. The second one, I thought Adam Smith handballed it. I thought it was stupid to handball
Yeah,
the
big
way
time.
he leaned in.
Yeah.
Chelsea have just been taught a lesson by Bayern Munich in midweek. Not as much of a lesson as Spurs got taught. It wasn't 7-2, but they were by far the worst team at Stamford Bridge against Bayern Munich. It's catastrophe for Chelsea going back to the Allianz. However, Bournemouth is the perfect game to bounce back.
It is, I agree. I was thinking before maybe the Bayern game that Bournemouth might have half a chance, but the way Chelsea got absolutely annihilated, they're going to try and bounce back, aren't they?
Do you think he'll make changes?
I hope so, because it was a great the week, was it?
Jorginho got a stupid yellow card. Alonso got a stupid red card. It's just.
I think Alonso was great against Spurs. He's just great against Spurs.
He's done that twice this season.
Doesn't play very well against anyone else, does he?
Yeah.
I think they need changes. Bournemouth massively need to get something. They are in serious trouble, but I can't see it. I can't see them getting it.
Chelsea are better on the road than they are at Stamford Bridge. That plays into their hands.
Yeah.
They also have a way better kit, that white one. It's just
beautiful. Yeah, kit wins. Kit wins games.
Abraham is getting back to fitness, so he'll probably start. Mason Mount might get a rest. They might tinker. I can see Willian coming back in. I think that Chelsea will win this.
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters what Chelsea do. I think they're going to win. I think Bournemouth is so out of form.
They're just
a
bit
of players
odd,
with no confidence.
They're just a bit odd. But the thing is, their second goal against Burnley was such a good team goal. If they could do that, they'd be fine. But they don't seem to be able to do that. The only time they've done it is when Adam Smith handballed it in the build-up. Yeah. Interesting one. It wouldn't surprise me if Bournemouth scored in this one.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't, but I think Chelsea will score 3.
I think it's going to be 2-1 Chelsea.
It's going to be 3-1. Newcastle-Burnley. This rivals Brighton Palace for worst game of the weekend. Newcastle are terrible. I did the Crystal Palace fan show on Love Sport, and they said that Newcastle are the worst team they've seen come to Selhurst Park in years, in a very long time. They are absolutely dreadful. Lazaro suspended for the red card at the end, so that takes another weapon out of their arsenal, if you can call it a weapon. It's relatively blunt as it is.
No, it's not a weapon. It's terrible.
They're just a bit rubbish, but this is the type of game I can see them winning because Burnley are comfortable again now, so they don't need to win as desperately as they have done recently. Like we said, they were relatively lucky against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
They've had some injuries. Can Vidra keep this scoring streak up? I don't think he can. I don't think he's that good. I think he's played well in 2 games. He scored 2 good goals.
He's a mediocre Premier League striker.
Yeah, and they've had to adjust their style slightly with Rodriguez and Vidra because it's different to Wood and Barnes, different types of players. I just think I've got a feeling that Newcastle are going to nick this.
So do I. I think at St James's Park, I think when backs are against the wall, they will pick up at least a point. And I hope they pick up all 3 because I want them to stay up. I quite like Newcastle. I like Steve Bruce.
They're the worst team.
I don't like Newcastle as a squad. I like Steve Bruce. I like the fact he's kept them in a competitive kind of area of the league because at the start of the season they were awful.
If they lose this, they could get dragged right into it.
Yeah, and I'd love them to stay up. I love him, but I agree they're just it's awful. Overall, it's awful.
I think it's going to be 1-0 Newcastle.
So do I. It's going to be who hasn't scored for a while. Jolinton.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be Jolinton. It'll be John Joe Shelby or something, or one of the Longstaff brothers.
Or Isaac Hayden will
from
come
range. West Ham, Southampton. West Ham, we just mentioned, great performance against Liverpool. Can they keep that up? Southampton got a good win last week against Aston Villa, dominated the game, made slightly hard work of it in regards to chances missed. Depends what West Ham shows up. If the West Ham shows up that played against Liverpool and they play in the same way, they will potentially get something out of this game. If the West Ham for most of this season turns up, Southampton will have a lovely time at the London Stadium. They're also worse at the London Stadium.
Yeah, it's a big game for West Ham, isn't it? I think it kind of helped them on Monday that they were playing on the counter. They could get men behind the ball. Didn't really have to do too much. And when you've got Antonio up front, at least someone's going to hold it up and hassle.
Yeah.
Trying to take the initiative. I can't see West Ham doing that. I can't also see Southampton doing that. So it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? I think Southampton might nick it. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 away win. 2-1.
Yes, I think, as you say, it's a little bit toxic at the London Stadium at the moment, isn't it?
West Ham need to rely on their away form. They're not going to pick up many points at home.
No.
It's just too easy a stadium to go to. Look at what Slaven Bilic was quoted as saying. It was one of the easiest stadiums he's ever been to. It's not difficult. You don't feel like the away side.
No, and the issue is you look at their kind of fixture list, and this is the game they've got to get something out of, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get nothing.
Yeah.
And it pushed them right back into it. They are in trouble.
What's your score?
2-1.
2-1 Southampton.
Yeah.
Same as me.
Yeah.
5:30 Watford Liverpool. Now, before we get too deep into how good Liverpool are, when Watford travelled to Anfield, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. I think it was Pearson's first game in charge, actually.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. Ismail Assar was great, but he's been out recently and they've missed him massively. Him getting injured has coincided with Watford's dip in form.
Yeah.
If they can play like that, they've got every chance, because Liverpool haven't been great in every game this season. Liverpool just do enough to win.
Yeah.
However, because Liverpool just do enough to win, they're going to win.
Yeah. We're getting to the point of the season where it's just about grinding it out now, isn't it, for Liverpool? I think you look at it and go, we are...
They've done it all season.
Agreed, but they've...
Liverpool have played well, and Liverpool are one of the best teams in Premier League history. I agree. I definitely think so. But one of the reasons for that is they've played as well as they needed to play. They haven't played well against Watford. They haven't really played that well against teams like Sheffield United.
Norwich away,
they haven't played that well against Norwich. When they played Man City, they were superb. When they played Spurs, they were all over them. When they played Arsenal, they were great. When they played Man United the second time round, much better, fantastic. This is the thing about Liverpool, is they play to the level they need to play at to get the win. And occasionally they'll play one of the lower teams and get a 4-0 win. But a lot of that is a tedious first half with 4 quick goals in the second. They're a great team, but one of the reasons for that is because they just do enough.
Yeah, I'd be interested if he rotates in any way, shape or form heading towards the end of the season. You look at it on paper. No, I don't think he will, but I like the look of it on paper. I can see Watford causing trouble. You know how hard it is to go to Vicarage Road. Arsenal struggles.
Very good ground.
Spurs struggles. Yeah, it's one of those where it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it's going to happen, but if Watford turn up, Deeney scores a penalty, everyone's behind them. You never know. Can't see it.
I think Liverpool are just going to do enough. I don't think it's going to be a complete thrashing though. I think it's going to be 2-1.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. I think Watford are going to take the lead. I think they're going to come right back into it.
Potentially.
They're going to do enough. They're going to do what they do, score with 10 minutes to go, win it.
If they take the lead 2-1, if Liverpool take the lead and Watford push out, it could be 4-0. But I'm tempted to say 2-1.
Yeah, so no, I think Watford are going to score the first goal.
Yeah.
Hope so.
On to Sunday's games. Everton, Man United at 2 o'clock. Like you said while we were getting this ready, classic Premier League fixture.
It is a classic, isn't it?
It's a proper Premier League fixture. That you think of the time, was it time Fellaini scored a couple against United?
Yeah,
was that Van Persie's debut?
Yeah. Wayne Rooney scored in both of them, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Probably has. Yeah.
It's just a good Premier League tie. This.
Yes.
Great Premier League tie, and I think Man United are going to struggle.
It's home win, isn't it? Banker.
They've been playing quite well, Man United. They have been, and they will score because Everton can't defend, and they look better going forward since Bruno Fernandes has come in.
Yeah.
I could see Odin Igalo getting a goal in this one. However, I've just got a feeling that Everton will do enough. I thought that they looked decent against Arsenal.
Good.
They just defence let them down.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can just see Everton doing it.
Second
They beat them at Old Trafford. Calvert-Lewin scored twice, 3-1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I've got a feeling the score's going to be the same.
Wow. I think Everton are going to win, like you say. It is one of those fixtures, isn't it, where Everton, Man United, crowd get behind them. I can see it being a home win as well. But you don't know with United, do you? Obviously, Bruno Fernandes finally turned up last week, played really well, and Greenwood might start. He might score. Martial might
time for him
turn
to
up.
Start.
Yeah, it's you never.
But the problem is there's so many mites with Man United.
Yeah, exactly. They're so inconsistent. It's unbelievable at the moment, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get absolutely smashed 4-0.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. People have asked me about Man United and Arsenal if they turned a corner.
No.
And I've said, give it a month. Give it a month. If they're still winning games consistently, and they're still playing like they are now, in a month, yes, potentially. But it's been 2 games, and that's the problem with football fans at the moment, is you
Yeah.
win twice in a row, and it happens with Tottenham as well, and all of a sudden it's, oh, we're on a roll here, we're going to finish in the top 4. It's not how it works, unfortunately, because then it gets, I don't know if it's complacency, there needs to be a bit more pessimism, a little bit more realism in football, where 2 wins on the bounce and 2 good performances do not make this team all of a sudden fantastic. That's the problem with Man United. Everton, on the other hand, have quietly been going about their business, and they had one of the best form in the league. I think they were top 3 in the league over the last 10 games going into last weekend.
He's done a really good job, hasn't he? And as you say, if you win 2 on the bounce and then lose 2 on the bounce, it's crisis again, isn't it? It's just how it is in football. And he's done a really good job, Ancelotti. He hasn't really changed too much. He's just got more
Carried
out
on with
of the
what
players.
Duncan Ferguson
Yeah,
did.
Cavaliers flying, scored a really good goal.
Charlison's been scoring consistently.
Yeah, they look good. Andre Gomez is back. We mentioned that last week. Really delighted to see that. If they could defend properly, that'd be a properly good outfit.
Score.
2-0 home win.
We're going 3-1 home win. Oh, Tottenham Wolves. Now, I think this game is going to be dull as dishwater. There's a reason for this. Wolves at home last weekend at Molineux had 40% possession against Norwich, and that sums up the team they are. They won 3-0, but they're 40% of the possession, which sums up the team they are, which is a team that's trying to hit on the break. Tottenham right now don't want to keep the ball. They have no interest in keeping the ball, and they're hitting teams on the break.
They're going to have to try and take the initiative.
I'm not sure they are, because I'm not sure we've got the player. It depends. If Ndombele and Lo Celso are fit, we could unlock this. Tottenham could unlock this Wolves side.
And that might play into Wolves' hands.
And then might play into Wolves' hands. They might be able to come back at us. I honestly believe that because Tottenham are poor defensively, Wolves will score 1. But I also fancy Tottenham to score. And Tottenham seem to be in the majority of games at the moment pinching a goal. Yeah. So I am straight away going to throw my cards on the table for a score prediction before you get into it, saying 1-1.
I think you're going to lose. I thought you were terrible last week.
Yeah.
Awful. No idea what anyone's doing.
We were.
And I don't expect that to change too much. I don't think you know what to do with who plays up top. Do you give Troy Parrott a go?
I would this week. This week's the week I'd go because nothing else is working.
No, and you need a focal point because you can't just shove Bergwijn and Moore up front.
When Son was there was at least something that worked. With the 3 of them interchanging, it sort of worked. But now it's just the 2. It doesn't. And Dele through the middle doesn't work. Up there, he doesn't know what he's doing. I'd give Parrott. I just go. You know what? Have a go. Go on, do it. Because they play 3 at the back as well, so it's completely going to nullify that front 2.
Yeah, I agree. And I just think if you don't do that, you're going to have nothing going forward. No one really knows what they're doing. And I think it plays perfectly into Wolves' hands on the counter. Traore will cause carnage.
And we'll just hit loads of through balls to the keeper like we did last week. Yeah. That's what it was. It was even Lo Celso. There was just no one to pass to, so it was punched through balls that were all overhit.
Yeah, and I think if Wolves stay tight, compact, and then just break, Yotta's in great form at the moment.
We're going to nick 1. I can just see scoring 1. And it might be a crap goal like last weekend where Lamela hit it off Rudiger, but I think we'll score 1.
I think you'll lose 2-1.
Okay. 1 all I'm saying. That was Pub Foot with Mars and Jimmy. Tomorrow night, keep an eye out because we're just about to film the Carabao Cup final special. Manchester City taking on Aston Villa at Wembley. Looking forward to that. There's one thing left to say, apart from leave a comment. Do you agree with our score predictions? Put your score predictions in as well, actually. Like, subscribe, hit the little alarm button so it alerts you every time that one of our videos comes up so you can watch all of them, which would be wonderful.
There's so many.
And leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Are there some topics you want us to talk about? Do you agree with what we're saying? Do you not agree with what we're saying? All of that sort of stuff. I can imagine there's lots of people going,
come on,
you
Palace fans.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Give me some abuse. Come on.
One thing left to say. Cheers.